Welcome back, Sebastian here. So starting today, I'm going to be doing my quarterly recaps of each Formula One teams to start 2023. And this week actually marks the 1/4 way mark of the season, not in terms of races, but in terms of time. So I thought it would be a good chance to use this 2-week break we have until the next race, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, to take a look at each team and how they've done the first quarter of the season. So I'm going to be starting with 10th in the Constructors, Williams. So for Williams, I think they've done a decent decent step forward compared to 2022, especially in qualifying. So let's just look at their race results so far. So in Bahrain, Albon finished 10th and got a solitary point. Sargent finished 12th on his Formula One debut. In Saudi Arabia, Albon retired and Sargent finished 16th. I think notable for Sargent that race was he had a really excellent lap in qualifying, but it was deleted because of track limits. And I think Albon retired because of a mechanical issue. Now Australia, I think, is going to be the one that really hurts for Williams. Albon retired from an extremely strong point-paying position. I think it was 6th, I believe. And Sargent retired, even though he still classified as 16th because he completed 90% distance when he ran into the back of Nick De Vries at the second restart of that race. So I think that will be the one that they really kind of regret. I think there were really big points on offer for the Williams team that weekend. Going to Azerbaijan, Albon finished 12th and Sargent finished 16th. A bit of a tough weekend for Sargent. They crashed in spring qualifying, missing the sprint race. In Miami, Albon finished 14th and Sargent finished 20th and last. So looking at their head-to-head so far between Albon and Sargent, Albon has 1 point to Sargent's 0. In race head-to-head where both drivers have finished, Albon has had 3-0. In qualifying head-to-head, this is even bigger, 5-0 for Albon. Now looking at the qualifying delta, I think it's a bit bigger than I would expect, given Sargent's qualifying prowess in Formula 2, but it is only his first 5 races, and I would expect this gap to decrease as the season progresses. As it stands right now, Albon is ahead on average by 0.427 seconds. Now, just for fun, looking at what their average has been on their average position has been on my power rankings, Albon has been on average 9th, and Sargent's has been 17.6. So a big discrepancy there. Now, looking at Williams in the constructors, in 2022 at this point last year, after 5 races, they had 3 points, and this year only a solitary point. I think this decrease is mostly just due to kind of random luck, a bit of bad luck for the team with Albon crashing, although not really bad luck because it was his mistake. And also because I think there's less points on offer for those teams in the midfield now that Aston Martin has made that big jump forward. And I think looking at how they've done in qualifying and their average gap to pole, in 2022, over the course of, I believe, the first 5 races, or no, I believe this is the whole season, they were 2.7 seconds off pole on average, and that was ranked 10th, so last out of all 10, slowest out of all 10 teams. This year they're on average 1.386 seconds off pole, which would put them 8th. So a good step up in terms of qualifying. I think for them it's really a case of making sure, trying to grab points here and there. I think the one advantage that Williams has over teams like Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri is that their car is extremely good in a straight line. So I think there will be certain circuits like Monza, Spa that really suit them. I think will give them a very good chance, at least in Albon's hands, of getting more points in the upcoming races. So that's all for Williams. Next I'll be looking at 9th in the Constructors, AlphaTauri, later today. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.